to our viewers up, down in the box with CY, Chris Young, Jeremy Norquist, and Mark Dodson here in 2026. I love this podcast because these dudes bring it. They're vibrant, and they do not hold back on their opinions, and very knowledgeable. I'm embarrassing them as hell, but let's talk about first this Michigan basketball team who've been blowing people out 30, 40 points. This was only their third, though, legitimate road game. They went to TCU in Fort Worth. They struggled. They barely beat TCU. And they played a pretty bad first half against Maryland. But, man, alive, CY, start with you. You've played in that vibrant Bryce Jordan Center where when there's no fans, do you think it affected the Wolverines in a negative way? Yeah, you don't have a hostile environment, but it's so flat, you're not even into playing like you're at practice.
Yeah, no, that definitely impacts them. And it's everything. It's the lack of fans. It's the lack of just the energy in the building. It's going in as 21.5-point favorites, knowing you've been rolling all these teams, knowing, 2 hours before the game, they're missing their best player. Oh, we're bigger, stronger, faster than them. So we're just going to go in there. They're just going to, we're just going to roll over these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And, Penn State was just like, no, man, we're not about that life. We're going to come in and we're going to show up. And we're going to give you guys a game.
Yeah. They said, Jeremy Norquist, maybe Michigan's not that good of a perimeter shooting team. I'm not saying they're a bad perimeter shooting team, but they certainly aren't a good one. Would you say that? I mean, because they're not consistent from the perimeter.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
Michigan's the best team in the nation.
Well,
no. Perimeter shooting.
I understand perimeter shooting. I listen. You're gonna have off games. I mean, it could have. That's life. But this is the type of shit. If I'm a Michigan fan, then I'm like, this is the type of shit that could happen in the NCAA tournament where.
And then you're gone. It's bye-bye.
That's right. You lay an egg and you're done.
Yep.
Chris and I were talking the other day about Michigan basketball, and we were like, the greatest thing is if Michigan's ever like 30-0 going into the Big Ten tournament, I am not lying. Dusty May should lay a damn egg and lose in the first round.
Wow.
That would be the best thing for Michigan basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hey, Dot Man, you texted. We have a thread going on. Get your opinion. I love it. You made a glaring point. They don't box out. Man, they got out rebounded by Penn State, and they have this towering front line. How did that happen? Not box out, right?
Well, quote, who is this? We are a good team. We're long, but we are not an elite rebounding team, end quote. Who said that?
Probably Dusty May. Are you insinuating?
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And you know why they're not an elite rebounding team? Chris, and Jeremy, you played again because they're not physical.
They're not tough. They're not
tough. Mara is not physical.
Nope.
At all.
No, I won't just say him. Well, look, this might rear his head for the first time, obviously, yesterday, which is all right, who am I checking and who am I boxing out? They did a whole lot of switching again, all right? Yep. And it hasn't cost them really up until maybe last night. But when you got a little dude down low or a dude down low that you are not familiar with because you switched on to him and he wasn't the person that you were originally signed to, then you don't know who your assignment is. And if I watch anything about Izzo's team, the assignment is, I don't care if you are 1 or 5. If there's somebody down there in the other uniform, you get his ass out.
Mm-hmm.
You get his ass out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your responsibility to get his ass out.
Chris, remember the final possession?
Mm-hmm.
And Yaxel really clamped down. Forced that bad shot. Yep. But that's where switching won the game.
Yes. Yeah, but that type of switching is different. That's more situational than it is, there's just guys cutting and we're just going to switch just because I'm supposed to stay up top and this guy's going to the wing. That's a totally different than is the pre-switching stuff that they've been doing.
Yeah.
So that actually wasn't a bad time to switch. It's a bad time to switch when the guard is just cutting down and setting a screen for the big and you're just switching just to switch. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All that directed traffic stuff.
Yep. Yeah, air traffic controllers. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. And so there is a quick answer to me as to why they don't rebound better, or why they got out rebounded last night the way they did, especially on the offensive end.
Oh man, they got crushed on the offensive glass to a team that is not that big. They're young. They're not. I think with Penn State though, it's the announcers kept talking about it during the game. They don't know what they don't know. They were just out there balling. They didn't care they were playing Michigan, and they just wanted to try and keep it close. And it always kind of felt like, especially coming down the stretch, Michigan's up 8, 10, 12. It always felt like, okay, Michigan's going to put on one of these, 10-point runs and just, okay, all of a sudden they're up 25 and that's it. And Michigan would go down and turn the ball over. Michigan would go down and miss a shot. And then Penn State would come down and they'd hit some kind of circus 3. Okay, well, now it's a 7-point game. Well, go down and do it again. Well, now it's a 4-point game. Shit, like, we got to figure something out. Yeah, we had no aggressiveness on the offensive side that made any type of sense whatsoever coming down the stretch. Early in the game, we're throwing lobs, we're getting dunks to cutters, but we just kind of got away from that, and we got a little too cute coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
I didn't see a whole lot of discipline.
No.
I'm talking
about you're right. And Adai Mara and Jeremy, I'd like to get your input. I mean, I was hating on him. I mean, I love the guy, but man, he tried that little body hook along the baseline. Never goes in, but he did have 7 boards.
He had 7 points. He had 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks.
Yeah,
I mean that's a pretty solid night if you just look at the stats. But if you look at the way that he played and the way he was getting pushed around,
yes,
and the way Dusty had to take him out so early because he was such a liability, and then he's in down the stretch and he's shooting 40% from the free throw line, like
tough enough.
It's tough. And how does a guy in college only shoot 40% from the free throw line?
Well, I mean, it's like a hack. It's like a Hackamara.
It is. And at this point, it would be. I mean, if I'm looking at this Michigan team, who else do you foul? Everybody else is in the high 70s to 80s. I mean, Cheddar's shooting almost 90%. Like, you can't foul anybody else. So why is Mara not shooting and making 250 free throws a day?
But when I watch Mara, I watch his stroke from the line. He doesn't have a stroke like a 40% guy.
The only thing about his shot that looks bad is there's no arc on it at all. It's a straight line right through him because he gets that ball up really high over his head and he's shooting it straight at the rim. Gets a little touch on it because he's got good touch. He's got good feel. He's obviously a good passer. He's just got it. It's just reps. It's just getting in the gym with a manager and just shoot.
Yep. Jeremy, I want to ask you about LJ Cason, who had a pretty good game at 14 points. And I'm telling you what, they were up 61-48. I'll never forget this play. LJ had the ball at the point, and he forced he forced a pass to the point. He had to thread the needle, turn it over. It was a turnover for touchdown, whatever. And all of a sudden the lead went evaporation from that point. He forced the ball. I mean, he does some great things, but man, some bad decision making sometimes from LJ.
Oh, LJ, it's crazy because he's so hit or miss. And the one thing I've noticed, he's shooting the ball a little bit better right now. It looks like it's coming off his hand really nice. But he'll drive to the cup, make a sweet move, then make the same damn move, and he won't he'll like fade away on a layup or something, and it will be shit, or he'll turn it over. He's very interesting player because he goes down, sweet move, bang, he gets to the rim. The next one he kind of does the same thing and loses that out of bounds or loses it, and the guy takes it the other way for a dunk. You're like, what are you doing, man? Do the, but it is weird watching him play because he's got so much talent. But then sometimes he makes these bonehead mistakes that you're like, what are you doing? But I like LJ Cason. I think he's got to keep improving, as well as Mara. I do like Mara. I know you guys are down on Mara, but I think Mara is going to really. Mara's an NBA player. Okay.
Mara changes the game so much having him in there. He just puts his hands up in the air and he changes the direction of shots. He doesn't even have to block the shot.
And the only thing
I got credit with 4 blocks, he probably changed 10 other shots.
And the one
standing down there.
And Chris is right. The only thing I'd say really bad defensively about Mara is he's got this thing right now where he's not going straight up. He's going like this. And I'm like,
leaning. Yeah,
you can't do that. They're going to call it every time when you're 7-3.
Every single time. Well, and I think a lot of that is that, this time last year when he was at UCLA, the dude wasn't playing. He was just now in January starting to kind of break into their rotation and starting to get a little bit of minutes. Like he's not used to being a dude that's got to show up to practice every day, and then you got to show up when the lights come on also. So I think there's a little bit of that. So it's almost like he's hitting like the freshman wall where you see he's very kind of inconsistent in what he's doing, especially defensively, where one time he's closed out real hard on the guy and get beat off the dribble. It's like, dude, you're 7'3". Why the hell you run out to the 3-point line that hard? Like, come on, you got to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, I can see why he couldn't play for Cronin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, man. Sure. Good point.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, this is where Dusty will say, like you said, at the TCU and the Wake games, we treated those like losses.
Yeah.
I think he's going to treat in practice leading up to the Whiskey game on Saturday at 1 o'clock on CBS. The listeners out there, is that practices will be feeling like they're coming off a loss. Don't you think, Mark? What do you expect, Mark, against Whiskey?
Well, you that was interesting because you mentioned that yesterday in our text group. And I want y'all to know we have a prolific text exchange going. If it was foilable, that it would be worth millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. All of our phones would have to end up in the bottom of a lake, man. There's no way that could get out in public.
Sometimes my wife will ask me, "What you laughing at?"
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a simple. I'm just thinking about Jeremy talking through this podcast, talking about, and to our millions of listeners and watchers and watchers. Oh, yeah, the millions of folks that watch the show. Anyway, Chris, Jeremy, Tom. What is behind? We're gonna treat this like we're gonna practice like we lost. Mm-hmm. How does that change how you practice?
The intensity ramps up. Coming off a win, you're feeling good, especially a blowout win. You're feeling good. You're coming into practice. You got a little swagger to you. Now Dusty's going to be in their ass. He's going to treat this like a loss. He's going to have all the assistant coaches getting in these guys' ass. Yeah. You turn the ball over in this situation. You're soft because you didn't box out and rebound. They got 15 offensive rebounds. Blah blah blah. That's how it's going to be. And that's how it's going to be the next 3 days leading up to Saturday.
Well, if that then suggests that there may be some complacency had set in,
then we sure.
Then we
that's human nature.
100%.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, guys, this is an interesting point we're at right now. Okay, we're 13 games or 14 games in. There are 7 more games to go in the month of January. Okay, mm-hmm. There's Wisconsin. Michigan's got Wisconsin at home, and then they go to Washington and Oregon next week, and then they come home for a 3-game set with Indiana, Ohio State, and Nebraska before they go to East Lansing. So the last 4 games, they don't leave the state of Michigan.
Yep.
So right now they're 14-0. I'm going to start with CY. I want you to answer this question, and we're going to go back to this and see who is the smartest in the room.
Everybody knows this answer, all right. I am that guy.
First, okay. I want you to tell me how many losses Michigan's going to have when this month completes. And if you want to offer, you don't have to, but when you want to offer, pinpoint the teams they lose moving forward, or are they going to be 21-0? I'm going to start with the captain.
What was the question? How many what?
What's their record going to? How many losses will they have when they leave the Breslin Center on January 30th, which is a Friday night? Tom Izzo's birthday. We're going to start with Chris.
What were the games left, Tom? Let me make sure.
Oh, okay. Let me go again. We'll do it again. I want you to focus. Wisconsin at home.
Yeah.
And then they go to Washington and Oregon next week. 2 road games. Then they come back for 3 straight home games. They got Indiana at home. They got Ohio State at home and Nebraska at home. Those 3 in a row. Then they go to EL to the Brez. Okay.
Ooh.
So CY, number 45 out of Detroit Catholic Central. You lead us off. What's that record going to be, and what do you see these next 7 games bringing from?
All right, so you guys can go back and check tape. All of our millions of listeners. I said on our last podcast, I said Michigan will probably drop 1 game in February. I was expecting it to be one of the West Coast games, either Washington or maybe the Oregon game.
January. He's talking about January.
I'm talking about January. Yeah, I'm talking about January.
Yeah.
And I said I thought they would probably drop 1. They would definitely have a scare out west or something like that. I think this. this near loss to Penn State has woken them up enough where, I watched that Michigan State-Nebraska game real close. I don't think Nebraska can put up the points to beat Michigan.
I agree.
I think Michigan can outplay them without too much of a problem. I think their size and length. I don't see anybody on Michigan's schedule coming up over the course of the next month leading up to the game in EL that's going to give them a loss. If they come out and play, at least the same level that they played last night.
All right,
they're going to beat all these teams.
Okay, so
my prediction is coming into EL, they're undefeated.
No, but I
think leaving EL, they're going to be undefeated.
Whoa, 21-0 for CY.
That's my prediction.
All right. Can
21-0 for CY.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got one loss. Michigan
Okay,
State.
Mark, you go second.
I got Michigan State.
Michigan State beat them?
Going into EL at the Brez.
You'll be undefeated.
Leave them with a loss.
Well, let me get before I hit that go button.
You just did.
All right. Here, what is it with Nebraska? Are they good? Are they fake good? What? And if they're good,
I watched that game real close that Sparty played out there, and they're tough, but they scored 56 points or 58 points. Like they're not a scoring team. They got one or two guys that can kind of go, and everybody else is just
they were lucky to beat Ohio State. Did you watch?
They're just kind of big bruisers, and Michigan State shot the ball very poorly, and that's why they didn't win. Like
are they loose with the bat? Do they play up tempo or they slow it down?
Slow it down. Yeah, they want to try and slow it down. Which
they got the Sam Hoiberg, the coach's son, who's the leader of that team. He's just a gritty guy, and it's.
But the problem with Sam Hoiberg is he's 6 foot, 6'1". Like he's a tiny little dude. Like he's not. Yeah. You put LJ Kaysen on him. And let LJ's length and athleticism deal with it.
21-0.
I got one loss.
Leaving the Brez.
I think it's Michigan.
Mark has 20-1, right? 20-1.
We got Nebraska at home, right? Yeah. So,
okay.
But if there was on the road, I might say Nebraska because it wasn't just rebounding last night.
Yeah.
They started tricking that ball off again.
Yeah.
Like we have seen
Getting
them
real loose with it.
Just raggedy with it.
Yeah. Okay. Norquist, Mr. Norquist, go ahead.
I will agree with CY and raise him. I think I would be worried about any road games, but I think Michigan ends the season undefeated.
The season?
Obviously in January.
Excuse me. Until the Big Ten before, I think that they go like 30-0.
No, it's 31. Okay, they play
31-0
games.
I do.
So
I do.
They down the Nets in Indy.
40-0. The one thing is, I have them walking into the Final Four. Walking. Okay. When it comes to the Final Four, man, if they have one of those, they're going to be the most talented team.
They're not a good free throw shooting team either. They're not a good free throw shooting team. That's
Listen, if they lay an egg, but they're going to walk into the Final Four.
Okay, so you got them 21-0. Okay,
and I'll raise you the whole month of February.
And I'm gonna agree with Mark Dodson, and I hope the hell I'm wrong. I have them going into the Brez at 20-0, but that place is Chris can talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
That is a house of hell.
Oh yeah. Well, and you're playing 5 on 8 out there. Regardless of what anybody says, you're playing 5 against 8 because the referees you're getting every fucking call against you out there. That's how it is.
That's part of it. And Izzo's going to bitch about every effing call from day one. And DJ Carstensen will be the ref. I guarantee you.
Yep.
And he F's up every freaking time.
You know who Michigan reminds me of, and this is a direct correlation, is Duke last year. Duke had the most talent by far in the nation, and they got beat by Houston in a weird ass game.
Yep.
So if I'm a Michigan fan, I'm saying, whoa, we gotta. But as far as talent wise, to me, I've seen Arizona. Michigan is uber talented.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan's not going to lose a home game this year.
No,
they will bury Michigan State.
I don't really know if that's a hot take, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, but they got
it's not a hot take. He's just spitting facts.
March 8th, Michigan State comes to town to close Senior Day, right?
Yeah.
Senior Day for Will Cheddar and
Namari.
I'm trying to think who else is on.
Namari and Roddy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Michigan can't lose to Michigan. I'm not
should-
saying Michigan can't lose to Michigan State, but Michigan is way more talented
Well,
1 through 5.
I'm not talking about talent. I'm projecting what's going to happen from you experts. Okay, that's what I got.
Well, Namari and Roddy, that should be Social Security Day.
Dude, I love.
Yeah, Namari forgot. No, so Senior Day, and the students will be there.
Yeah.
The students will be there on March. That's important.
Mhm.
I think the Maze Rage will make you watch the Maze Rage. It's going to be in there on Saturday. Chrysler's going to be crazy on Saturday. You watch. It's gonna be
Hey,
wild.
Tom, can I tell you one more thing?
Yes, then we're going to talk about football for a second.
I've got a favorite player in the NCAA right now. In
I know
basketball.
it is. I already know who it is.
Who is it?
Trey McKinney.
No. Jackson Kohler.
Oh,
Oh, he's good.
He
I'm
gets
already-
to where he wants to go, and he's so slow, and it's awesome to watch.
he looks like he'd be playing
God
against
almighty,
Mac
it's-
up with against CY and Jeremy. He'd be a good. I mean, he's got Mac written all over.
Oh, I'd cook his ass at the Mac. What are you talking about? The only thing he'd beat me with is his cardio because he can get up down the floor faster than I can now. But yeah, the dude's got no vertical leap whatsoever, and he's still able to get his shot off over anybody. Like, I don't understand how that's possible.
Footwork.
I don't care about footwork. He just stand there. Like, don't let the dude. He wants to get to his right hand. Don't let him go to his right hand.
Good hands. He must have a go-to, but he must have a plan B because they don't cheat him. They don't cheat him with that right hand. He must be doing something in there that gives them the impression that he might do something else.
Yeah.
While he's, but I've always liked that kid.
Yeah.
I've always liked the way he played.
If you gave him a 30-inch vertical leap, something like that, the kid would be an absolute first-team All-American.
Yeah.
100%.
How tall do you think he is?
6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, 6'9". Yeah, my size.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to segue out. Kyle Whittingham, the new head football coach at the University of Michigan. Good hire, CY. What's your expectations for 2026 for the Wolverines?
Man, all I got to say is I'm glad the football team's got a new coach. I'm glad that he's got his position coaches all installed. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that we're starting to find out some of the guys are staying and some of the guys are going. Right. At this point, it's kind of like I do with basketball. Once the basketball season is done for Michigan, I don't really pay too close attention to who the recruits are coming in and who's saying this and who's getting this NIL money. Football for me starts in 9 months.
Right.
Cool. We got to go.
Come on. Let's see
how it goes. I'm excited to see where it goes, but I'm glad that Sharon stuff is kind of behind us and we can move forward with somebody new, and that's it. Like
He just punted. He just punted. Yeah. Since you don't know football or interested,
I know football. I watch more football than I watch basketball.
You know what a punt is, in right?
I do. I do. I did a free kick on second down. I just say screw it, take the ball.
So when they run, people ask me, what do you think about the portal? Who's coming? I go, when they run out of the tunnel on Labor Day weekend against Western Michigan, I will see who runs out of the tunnel. I will research them and then evaluate the personnel.
100%.
Until then.
Yep. It's something as simple as the other day, Zeke Berry, he's in the portal. He's leaving, blah, 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 blah. Well, yesterday he announced he's staying. Come on. I can't get into all this back and forth nonsense.
You know what? Let me get Jeremy. You're a corporate, you're a business guy. I equate this to a person in a corporation say, guys, I'm going to go look for a job. I got some interviews. But if I don't, I'm going to come back and work here. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It's like telling your employer you're out there job hunting and without batting an eye. Don't you think that's weird, Jeremy Norquist?
I do. I think it's weird, but I think Kyle Whittingham's a great hire, actually, for what they were into. I think he's a wonderful hire. He did great at Utah with what he had. Now he's going to an elite program. And when I say elite, I say it like in parentheses. I don't know if they're this whole thing has put Michigan back. If the Tucker thing or whatever at Michigan State put him back 20 years, this has put Michigan back 10 years, meaning that like this has really hurt the Michigan program.
It's a PR punch.
It's a PR punch. And the thing is that if I'm a player and I know like the money, like I'm just down on Michigan right now. To be totally frank, before I always said they were a top 10 program in America. Right now, I think they're top 20.
No, top 5. Nick Saban says top 5. Nick Saban is God, so Michigan is top 5.
I do not think they're top 5 anymore.
Whoa.
I do.
Let's go to Mark Dodson on this one.
What is your ranking? Your top 5? What are you ranking?
There's plenty of teams I would take in front of Michigan at this point with their situation.
What's the situation?
All right, I'll take. You want me to name some teams just because?
No. I'm just saying. Are you ranking in terms of ability relative to the competition?
Where the football program is right now, Dot. That's what I'm ranking. Where it's at right now. That's it.
And we're not dealing with this reputation BS, right?
I don't care about. I don't care about that. But you've got to take into account what happened. But and then you can move on from there.
All right. Okay. So top 5 or who?
Top 5 is LSU, Alabama,
whoa.
Ohio State.
LSU based on what? They just fired their coach.
But I love the hire of Lane Kiffin.
Well,
and I love their NIL deal. I love the NIL.
It hasn't proven yet.
Yeah.
Oh my! But look at where they are. They got a $25 million NIL, and going forward, you got Lane Kiffin.
It's more than that.
Is it?
Okay, let's get back to get back to Whittingham and Mark Kyle Whittingham, Sharon Moore. Is that an upgrade?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In what way?
Shit.
It's a proven head coach.
How much time we got left in this podcast?
Well, I want keep it tight.
Okay, wait a minute.
1 minute, Dot.
We got somebody that's not a freaking narcissist running our program.
Okay,
I'll start
good.
there.
I like that.
We got somebody that looks like they're competent in terms of the coaching stuff there. That staff that he pulled together is unbelievable to me. It's remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just leave it at that. One of the questions I have when it comes to Whittingham is the willingness of folks in Ann Arbor to accept the fact that we got a Mormon for a coach, and we got a strength and conditioning guy who's strong in his culture when it's the Polynesian culture.
Well, I mean, in Polynesia,
what does that have? What's the Mormon
shouldn't have
thing?
anything.
Why does religion have to come into play? Do you really
It doesn't.
Think think that?
It shouldn't.
I don't.
It shouldn't.
Well,
but let me tell you how.
I don't think it will.
Let me tell you. You better believe that people are talking about this Latter-day Saints. That you better believe it. Now,
why?
Because they're stupid. because they're not Latter-day Saint people. Because they're not comfortable being around people that they don't know or are familiar with. We see iterations of that all the time, Jeremy. Trust me, all the time. When Rich Rodriguez came into Michigan, Tom, what was some of the sentiment that was expressed about Rich Rodriguez being in Ann Arbor? He was a poor cultural fit, right?
Yeah, and also, his whole schematic style of having 5'9" slots and things like that didn't go over well either.
Hey man, I had people call me after the first press conference. Had the nerve to call me, telling me I left a meeting of the Beverly Hillbillies.
West Virginia. He got hit by the stigma of West Virginia. But
that's what I'm talking about, Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The bigotry, the elitism, whatever else that might be associated with people thinking that they're better than other people. Because look, I had a guy on the 247 message board mention yesterday. Well, I'm not really concerned about the fact that he's Mormon. I just don't want them to force his religion down our throat.
You don't think he won't do that?
Well, look, man, did Harbaugh do that? Do you remember Harbaugh's the three priorities in my life are faith, football, and family. Now, nobody ever said, "Hey, man, don't force that down our throat."
Well, you can say it, but faith is a vague term that people have different levels of spirituality that they could tag that with. He's not preaching Catholicism in the locker room. I don't believe Jim Harbaugh. But he's a devout Catholic. I don't think Harbaugh was doing that kind of stuff.
I don't know what I know. They took a trip out to the Vatican, right? And I'm not criticizing Harbaugh. I'm just saying the disparate treatment. Why would somebody look at Whittingham and think maybe he might be forcing religion down the throats of the fans when they didn't say the same thing about Harbaugh? And I know exactly what the explanation is for that, because they're different.
Mm-hmm.
They're different.
Well, I tell you
what did he say? What did he say? He said, I think Jesus Christ was a football player or the president or something. Anyway, I'm okay with these guys coming in, and I'm willing to give them deference, and I'm willing to learn about their culture, sure. whether it be the Mormon culture or whether it be the ethnic culture when it comes to Polynesian folks. Right. I'm just hoping that fans will give them the same grace that they gave Harbaugh. Major upgrade competence-wise, major upgrade when it comes to things like not just confidence, but also integrity. I'll put it that way.
Well, I just don't, I think people want to see a fundamentally sound football team where the pad level is great on the offensive line. All the assistant coaches are doing their job. He's a high integrity guy. And what I want to see, I'll tell you what I want to see. I don't want to see more of that Brandon Hillman bullshit taunting the sidelines that almost cost Michigan the Nebraska game. The reason I say that, watch Indiana film. Watch Indiana film when they have successes on the football field. It's like Bo Schembechler time. They're going back to their teammates and celebrating. They're not jawing with somebody else. If I see that on that Michigan team and improve in that regard, that will make me happy. And the wins will come along with that.
They got lucky, man. I think Penn State got lucky with Campbell because they were under the gun, and that guy was still around. And I think he's capable as all get out. And I think Michigan. I don't know if y'all. Well, Michigan got lucky that Witt decided to step down when he stepped down.
Yeah, I agree. I think it all fell into place. Guys, I want great job next week. We'll talk next week again, reconvene, get more into basketball, get some other things. There's some couple issues in intercollegiate athletics that I want to get Mark's input on next week as well. So you're listening to Down in the Blocks. Why don't you go out to our
I just want to make an announcement. I'm jumping into the podcast transfer portal after this thing is over. So
okay,
I'm looking for I need an agent. So if y'all know,
but if you go in the portal, you ain't coming back. Okay, that's our rule.
I get it.
Is that fair?
I'm okay with that.
All right. Until next time. Great job, guys.
Good stuff, Tom.
Yep. There, finally got